Joined by Hofstra head coach Seth Tierney. Coach, your opening thoughts on tonight's game, please.
Yeah. End of the years, last games, every coach goes through them. One coach really ends on a win. Sometimes you win your last game, but you don't make your conference tournament or something like that. But end of the years are so hard because every coach just wants another hour with their team, another week, another day, another game, another opportunity. I really can't go into detail with everybody what this team has been through, and to fight back from a few hiccups in the middle of the year to play an unbelievable, meaningful game on the last day of the regular season, and to be down by 5 just a few minutes ago and have an opportunity to tie it up. I'm just really proud of those guys. I'm just proud of everybody that's associated with our program. I feel really bad for the guys that couldn't play tonight. I know they would have helped. A couple guys couldn't finish the game because they got nicked up, but there's 10 seniors that leave Hofstra lacrosse and part of the culture stronger than they found it in the beginning of the year. And I'm awfully proud of each of those guys. It's going to take a little time to get the pain, because I just thought, what we showed in those last couple of minutes, that's the team that I know. That's the team that I see Monday through Friday. And I love all those guys. Questions?
In that furious rally, was there a moment you started believing it was gonna happen?
Yeah, there's a moment that you start when you're down. I think it was 5, maybe, right? 11-6 or something like that, right?
10-5 and 11.
10-5 and 11-6, and you just go, we're walking up a muddy hill here, and we can't just trade goals. So, the initial game plan. Listen, credit to Stony Brook. They're a very good team. They've got a lot of older guys. Offensively, they're dangerous from all 4 corners. And we tried to trim their possessions. I think in the first half, we trimmed them down to 15 possessions. And if we did that, then we would hold them down to 3 or 4 goals. And I think it was maybe 4-4 at the half. They got us in that third quarter 4-1. And the one that got out in front, and then I think we got called for a jump on a face-off where I thought Chase was right on. It led to a goal. The team that makes the least mistakes wins, and we made a few mistakes. We had some turnovers. You can see it in the stats. But what we did and how we fought, you can't ask for much more than that.
What can you say about Chase Patterson tonight? Outstanding on the face-offs and his first career goal.
Yeah, Chase Patterson, he may be the best human being I have ever coached. And I've coached some unbelievable people. One is sitting in the room with us tonight. Chase Patterson is such an unbelievable human being. It's I have no words. Someone did a special on him, and she couldn't have done a better job of what went on with Chase. He's an older brother to his special sister. He works unbelievably hard. I hope he comes back for his 5th year in this world of chaotic nature. And for what he did at the X tonight, he checked the box. He did his job.
Coach, what was your mindset going into today's game, knowing that it was win or go home?
Yeah, I mean, you watch the games during the day today, and then, you know, if Delaware had beaten Towson, then Stony Brook could have come in a little bit differently because they could have been in whether they won or lost. So that news came in, and it was 2 teams enter, 1 team leave. And we knew that going in all week. You know, we've read all the press clippings and all the articles and all the media, and, you know, you can't get away from it these days. But our guys, they're used to it. It is. You know, I'm a little old school going, I just want to wrap my guys in a bubble, and we're just going to play a lacrosse game. Because when the whistle blows, it's just a lacrosse game. But it had some weight to it because it was going to end somebody's season. And to have it end the way it ended by 1, after just pushing in the pile and taking, you know, beatings and just keep standing where you're at. Yeah, I can't say enough about the character and the culture of that team upstairs and our whole program.
Coach talked about Chase Pass and how great of a human he is. Another player that you've never really talked to ever that about is Danny Santee. I don't know if you saw him leaving the field. He took an extended period to look on in reflection. What can you say about him and what he means to Hofstra lacrosse and, you know, coming back and really wanting to end his career here?
I think you probably just said it all. You know, he wanted to end his lacrosse career in a Hofstra uniform. It's powerful. You can't put a price tag on that. He would have done anything. You know, originally started out at Army, West Point, came here. The pandemic ended his season. He needed to go back and fulfill some requirements with Army. And we had a meeting, and I said, Danny, the door is always open. Once you're part of this family, you're part of the family. So if you can come back, you'll have a locker. And that man bleeds blue and gold, you know. Probably can go through all 10 of those guys, but, you know. Mr. Artinian grabbed me after the meeting upstairs, walking out. Corey Kale grabbed me. Again, it's personal, but just so you know, what he said is why I do what I do. I'll never forget.
Coach, what does this entire season mean to you and your team?
Outside of our record, the 1-goal games, 3 of them, Towson was a 2-goal game, but we had an empty netter. You go back to Navy, you know, you go back to Michigan, it's a 1-goal game on the road. I think we had 5 1-goal games. We were not healthy. I mean, today, Griffin Turner, he grew up in front of our eyes this year, and he basically drove down to Drexel and he beat Drexel, you know, with 5 points. And Sam Leffy wasn't out there tonight. Colton Rudd got really injured at the end of the game and wanted to go back out there. I just couldn't do it to him, you know. So it's one of those things where this team, I don't even want to be suspenseful with you. This team has been through an awful lot. It's got to stay. I hope you respect me. It's got to stay in our locker room. But there are things that this team had faced. You know, families, staff, injuries, personal things. I don't think I've been through it. I don't think I've been through a year. I've been doing this a while now, where we've had this amount of adversity or wind, and to have them show you what those last 6-7 minutes meant to them. I'll remember those last, I don't remember much, but I'll remember those last 10 minutes. And I'll be in my backyard for years saying, yeah, I gotta tell you about this 2023 team and the last 10 minutes of their season. That's what being a Hofstra lacrosse player is about. Not losing, but they'll put uniforms on right now and go back out there if they could.
Coach, your program is kind of has this turnpike tough mentality. What did that last 6 minutes say about your senior class particularly?
I just told them, Stephen, the 10 seniors that won't be returning in game uniform, they'll be here for some meetings next week and finish up the year. But they're going to be part of our team next year because they did such an unbelievable job that they taught the next class. And they were 10 older brothers that we're going to be talking about. And they left that stamp there. We need to go back to the drawing board and we need to tweak a few things. And there's no getting around it like any coach on, outside of the one that, wins a national championship. But I love what those guys are about. I really do. They are words, but within our locker room, there's meaning to those words.
Thank you, Coach.